The holiness of my parents, they are teaching me how to become defiled for somebody else. My parents are teaching me how to become low for somebody else, for their child. That's the highest teaching there is. I'll take it on a simple level, you know. I have seen people have 4 PhDs. They're not going to bother with their baby until it speaks correct English. And before that, you take a governess. You've seen those creepy people, right? What are they? Oh, they. You know, it goes right through. It begins from the house to everything. Right? I tell you something. I hate to say bad things. I have seen, really, should never happen again. I've seen a so-called great rabbi. And he told my brother and me that his children, until they go to yeshiva and they can learn already Gemara on their own, he has nothing to talk to them because they're like little animals. You know? So what does he know? What does he know about God, right? He doesn't know anything, right? Again, you know. Listen to this. The acid test of a holy person is not how holy you are. How unholy can you become for somebody else? And still be holy. Let's put it this way, you know. On a simple level. Imagine someone comes to you and says, you know, I don't believe in God. So how do you get them back to believe in God? You say, listen, brother and sister, let me explain to you here in this book. It says so. There is one God, you know. I'll show you another book of a whole library, you know. And don't kid yourself. People wouldn't buy a book. It would be a lie. So it's got to be true, you know. And even the New York Times, you know, last Sunday had a tremendous thing, and Mama has proven that there's one God. Let's assume if a person, what's bugging a person who says, I don't believe in God? Mama, something hurts them, right? Something hurts them so deep, right? Let's put it this way on a human level. How does it sound to you when children would say, listen, I don't have a father and a mother? They say they fell down from heaven? No, they know they were born. But they feel disconnected. But you know, imagine someone comes to you and says, I don't believe in God. How do you get them back? You just turn on your flashlight and you believe in God, and you say, listen, push this button and this button. When someone tells you you don't believe in God, you have to feel the darkness. Like in a certain deep way, you have to stop believing in God in this moment also. I want to share something very deep with you. I don't know if anybody says it because I never thought of it before. It just came to my head. Why is it that the people who bury somebody are called Chevra Kedisha, community of holy people? Why aren't the people who put on film on somebody called Chevra Kedisha? First of all, you know, I want to share this with you. We talked about it, I think. I don't know if it's so clear. How do you bring somebody back to life? You have to threaten God. You have to say to God, listen, God, if this person is dead, I want to be dead too. That's all there is to it. You better bring this person back to life. And you know something, friends? Why do we believe in the resurrection of the dead? Because we know that the people who bury their holy people, Chevra Kedisha, when they put someone in the ground to say to God, God, if this person is dead, I don't want to live either. And at that moment we know they give this person so much life that we believe he has to come out of his grave. Has to be. You know what it is? What does a real holy person say to God when I see somebody that's not so holy? You say to God, listen God, if this person is not holy, I don't want to be holy either. So one of the two. Or you give me so much holiness that makes this other person holy also, otherwise I quit. So suddenly this person becomes a little vessel for so much holiness to turn on the other person also. What do you do when you see someone who doesn't believe in God? You say, listen God, one of the two. Or I stop believing in you too. Otherwise, you better make me with so much light that this person through me should also know that there's a person.
Is that the only way to do it, to be such a vessel yourself that other people do by following? You said it must be a thing that's true for your way.
I don't know.
I wonder how people do it with other people.
I don't know, we don't know. Right now I'm thinking this the way, Listen, you're so sweet, Nancy Dan. Oh, listen, remind me to come back. I'm just trying to connect everything. But now listen to this. This level of threatening God, this is not a community thing. You cannot do it on a whole. Only individuals can do that. What's this doing small? So listen to this, the difference between Seder and Pesach Sheini is like this. On the real Pesach, listen friends, if you want to come up here, put it up here. You see, Pesach night, I'm not bringing down the light of Pesach was my question. I'm asking why the light is here, and I'm asking in order to get deeper into the light. By Pesach Sheini, the question is, before the light, when it's dark, I come to Moshe Rabbeinu, I come to God and say, listen God, why is it so dark? And I'm just forcing God to answer. And God's answer is, Chapnish, wait. I'm opening the gates of heaven just for you. That means I can force God to open all the gates like, when God took us out of Egypt, nobody said to God to do it on his own. So we were learning it last week, but it's good to remember. Remember it says, fear your father and your mother. Then it says, and keep my 2 Shabbases. What are the 2 Shabbases? So the Holy Beth Yaakov says there's 2 Shabbases. One Shabbos before creation, and the Shabbos after creation. The Shabbos before creation is when God created the world, nobody asked him. The Shabbos after creation is, you know how the Shabbos came about? The creation was crying. The world was crying for Shabbos. How will Mashiach come? How will the world be in the state of Shabbos someday? There's so much begging, so much crying. So now listen to this. Pesach, everybody knows, is on the level of the first Shabbos. Yeah, Mochos Shabbos. Everybody knows this. God took us out of Egypt was on the level of the creation of the world. We didn't ask him. God had promised he'll take us out of Egypt. The Pesach Sheini, the little Pesach, when the Yidel is defiled and he couldn't have his first Pesach, he comes to God and says, please, this is on the level of the second Shabbos. And I just want to share this with you in the most unbelievable way. I think it's very strong. Remember the first Pesach on